Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hut. I'm here in Call of the Wild. We are currently looking at a female moose who's got my scent. Or will in a moment. Or not. Just walking through here in New England. Saw a little raccoon in this field over here a minute ago. I don't know what she's doing up here. Get back to the water lady. Alright, so we're here in a new map and having a look around. I've been putting in that work you do when you get a new map. Let's have a look at it. So, I don't know, I think we started over here somewhere roughly. You can see our little trails as we moved around a bit. And basically what I like to do when I get a new map is do the story mode. I've been talking, about how I feel some of the older maps gave you more opportunities for both experience and cash, right? Lots of missions on the maps, side missions, main missions, big money, lots of experience, lots of the little question marks where you could get a fact about your map and get 100 experience. Lots of stands you could buy. Again, you're spending money, but they're cheaper than a tripod from the store. And then, well, we can walk and talk, can't we? Yeah, we'll just take the road. So anyway, I was but let's talk some positives here, especially on this map. I'd say Reventuli too, although, I just really didn't give that map its total due. But I'm not quite as into the bird hunting, so I'll go back at some point and flush that map out just a bit more. If I do a moose grind, I'm not really sure where I'd like to do it. Leighton Lake's honestly not one of my favorite maps. Sacrilege. And it's personal preferences. And I mean, I haven't really done much on that map since the reset. But to me, it seems like it would be a bit of a confusing place as far as like getting all your zones. I hear this place has like 150 moose zones or something like that, up to. Apparently Medved is now up to like 130. I'll have to check out some YouTube videos, and which everyone should always do, by the way. But to see exactly how many zones are in Reventuli, I'm not trying to. I'm proud that I finally set up a red deer grind. That's the level of hunting. I just like to hunt, I'd say I'm a pretty big fan of the red deer grind, actually. It's absolutely one of my favorite animals to hunt and Call of the Wild. There. I could just lay it down. Or maybe not. How you got me clocked so well? Still, he's watching me, yelling. Here he is, go. Here he goes. But, anyway. Not that I wouldn't want, I think I can't, I just never been overly motivated on the whitetail as far as the great one grind goes. Again, I guess I don't know where I'd pick to do it. Maybe here's good. I don't know. I was figuring maybe Rancho or something like that, but not really the point. So the idea of the great one moose is really cool to me. They come in different variants, and colors, different types. Uh, the great one whitetail looks cool. I'm not knocking it, but it just kind of looks like another whitetail to me a little bit. The red deer, you get the vines and the horns, I suppose, or the antlers, and that's pretty dope. The bears come in different uh, variations as well, and I guess that's probably a theme they'll probably keep. Wonder if they'll ever do something to the whitetails. Well, I do know there's at least a fair amount of animals along this road, it would appear. Am I near the water? Yeah. I wonder if we go up, though. Now, again, the bear interests me. Um, Having a great one that's one of the variants would be nice, but not really a big fan of hunting at night. So so for me right now, I mean, honestly, the best grind to do is the red deer grind. It's plausible. I know where my zones are on Tiawara. They drink in the daytime now. It seemed fairly well, fairly easy to get stands and tents around where I need them. Just keep running around. And it just seemed accomplishable to me, like something, I mean, you're sitting there, you're setting yourself up to shoot potentially thousands and thousands of deer before you get this thing to spawn. And so I understand somewhat of trying to, because that's what it seems like to me, trying to make the grind a bit more heavy-handed, tedious, however you'd like to describe it, tougher, challenging, also good words. But man, something just ran out there. A couple of them. What are you doing? Raccoons? Yeah. Where you guys going? They're getting it. Well, good for them. Maybe we'll pick up some. But again, I just trying to, I mean, goodness, 150 zones, like, with a fair amount that I would, oh, there goes some more. I would assume, ooh, 6. There are all kinds of predators in here. How about a zone? No, there's a bunch of animals hanging out in the woods. They're all traveling. Where are even their? Say where your tracks at, guys. I don't know. Like, apparently this guy just appeared here. But yeah, when that's, I mean, it's gonna have to be right. Zones where there's just one female, one male, because we're saying, you know, if there was just one moose in each of those zones, right? We're saying there's 150 moose on the map, knowing that there's also going to be zones populated with, you know, 3, 4, maybe even more. Yeah, just nothing right now. It's not the best time of day to be doing this. But it just seems like it's gonna turn some people off, I think, to some of the animals that are available as great ones. Now you're gonna have your completionists and your people, you know, they want it, they gotta have it in the trophy lodge, etc. But like I said, I never really felt any pressure or real desire to go get that great one whitetail. I don't even hunt whitetail too much in this game. Yeah, depending on the map, I suppose. Right, Mississippi or Rancho, we might be blowing up a lot of whitetail, but we'll see how it works on this map. But yeah, I don't, you know, well, first of all, I'm not like a completionist. Just generally, you know, there's stuff I just don't care about. I've mentioned this before. There's an achievement in Fallout 4 where you gotta pocket a hand grenade into somebody's pocket. You know, I'm not gonna spec points into something I don't normally use just to get an achievement. Tons of achievements, etc. But I don't have a single platinum trophy. So that's not a draw for me. And then, you know, that's, I guess, the example I'm making. So, would I really like to have a great one bear? Yeah. Am I going to do a nighttime bear grind? No. Not going to happen. Am I going to try to figure out how to grind feed zones and rest zones? I don't even understand. They eat and drink it, they eat and rest at different times. So what? I gotta hit them at 5 in the morning, and then I'm just making up numbers right now. But don't go by this. But and then whatever 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. And I feel like I said, adding some challenge to it and making it a little more difficult, I get, okay, but it's not like it's super easy. And I mean, for real, you might need to kill 5,000 before you see this thing. So. let's say you've got the 150 zones. You try to find some lakes where you can kind of pile up and maybe shoot 2 or 3 zones from the hunting stand or tripod, whatever you like to use. And, you know, so you can keep the pressure down, hit that, but you're only still going to have so many of them because you can only place so many, you know, tripods on the ground. And then throw in the fact that we're going to see, but I mean, like I said, they're definitely giving us more missions, right? I really appreciate that, and I think new players will too, because like I said, it's going to give them tons of experience, more than some of these other maps that they've been doing, like Mississippi in particular. More chances for money to make, you know, doing these little side missions. And I really think the missions are a chance for you to get out and open up parts of your map. You might not necessarily, like, you know, maybe you like to hunt the water like a lot of people do in this game. But while you're walking outpost and going whatever direction you feel like during that point, just running across land or whatever, you know, maybe you'll find a little spot to hunt turkeys. Figure out when the fox are eating, you know. So pulling this around the map is a good idea. It helps you learn the map a little bit, and really is giving you that boost to know when is doing what, I guess, or what is doing when. I don't know. And then let's see, let's get on up here. And like I said, if you're a new player, you want that experience. You want those, like I said, on Leighton Lakes or Silver Ridge, there's so many little info rocks that'll give you 100, you know, 100 experience. Tons of hunting stands on the older maps you can get. A lot of them worthwhile. They're not, you know, complete garbage. Yeah, I wonder if I can just skip the rest of this. The terrain in here is fairly mountainous in certain places. There's places I had to basically walk around the mountain to get up. This one looks achievable though, so we'll skip that. Here we go. Another one of these, huh? So when I see these, I never really expect there to be too much of this to be much of a hunting opportunity. The actual towers tend to be decent, but this, you know, what do you think? I can't. There's not going to be anything around this thing. All right, let's get the survey in. That's what we're really here for. And yeah, I'd really like a great one moose. I love how this is still all dark. Well, dang, I was hoping to open up something worthwhile. Didn't really do much for me, did it? Oh, there's a house here. I must have missed. Hopefully it won't blue screen. It crashed a little bit earlier today when I was playing, when I fast traveled. But the actors were talking in the background too, so I don't know if that affected it or not. I'm just going to run out to it. I'd rather just go ahead and get the outpost. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I would love to have a great one. Moose, they look awesome. You know, I'm excited about it. I just don't know. Not overly, you know, grind oriented as far as like that goes. Anyway, and then throw in the difficulty level of it. Yeah. think I'll just stick to my red deer for now. How about I get a great one red deer first? And then we'll start thinking about some of these other animals as a possibility. I mean, the bear is doable, but I mean, do you even get to tell, like, what variant? Can you tell what variant it is at night? It's just a green glow, you know what I mean? Like, you'll know you shot a 10 fabled. Right, but and then when you go to pick it up, you're gonna have to look at it with your flashlight and really just get it in your trophy screen and your trophy lodge before you can even really take a good look at it. And I would think get a good picture for your channel if that's what you're into. You know, lots of people are. I watch people just screenshot after screenshot. They're like, "Oh, that's gonna be the thumbnail," and that's this, that, and the, you know. Everybody guess. Well, and that's the other thing that kind of sucks too, if you think about it. Because if you got your great one, there was a period of time where you could hunt them in the daytime. It seems kind of cheesy now. Let's say I buy the game today. I have no shot at getting a great one bear in the daylight. No one does anymore, so. That in itself is a strange decision. I don't really understand that at all. Bears that live all over the world apparently all drink at the same time, no matter what. Or maybe if they had wanted, that's what I'm thinking. Like or at least had it start in the daylight and maybe end in the dark. Couple hours daylight, couple hours dark. You might at least get to see the thing before you shoot it. But because they are on the water and they don't have, like, you know, 50 zones, I would think bear would probably be the next one that I would be interested in doing, that I would consider unachievable goal. Yeah, I don't see anybody taking off. We still got a little bit of this rise to get over. Let's see what we got. Bunnies! Yeah, looks like a good field for bunnies. I don't have a shotgun. That was not the plan. I saw it for a second. There it goes. See if it'll take off. There he goes. So fast. Yeah, I should be aiming up at this point too. I didn't even check the range, you know. That's alright. That was pretty much for giggles anyway. Blah, 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 train of thought. My kid texted me. I got a little distraction. Anyway, let's go back to the great ones. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, let me stick to the red deer first. But the other thing I wanted to say, there are lots of. I like hunting. I think I'm going to like hunting raccoon and the coyote and the fox here. The cover here is pretty thick in a lot of places, but there's a lot of these kind of field areas. It's not too bad. I don't. The evil trampoline breaker of so many legs. Well, they got at least the net on the thing. We got one of those. Oh, we got another mission here. So yeah, again, we'll go back to these raccoons here in a second, but look at that. So we're still working through the main story, right? And then, I mean, look, just I'm hoping to find a few more of these notice boards. So spot 10 female moose, spot 2 live bear with cinnamon for variation, spot 10 common raccoons with blonde variation. Alright. Take water samples. Well, that'll have to tell us where to do that, won't it? Collect trash at location. I wonder if that I was supposed to get that back at that other place. 5 bark samples. So some of this should be on the map. I'm excited though. I mean, look at all these little sides and little things you can do. Much happier with that. Much happier with that for sure. You know, maybe don't give one care at all. I'm sure there's plenty of players who are brilliant YouTubers who don't have stories. Oh, we got a field. Pumpkins. Dope. Well, pumpkin field might be huntable. The cornfield looked a little tough. That looks doable. Kind of want to run down there and see these pumpkins. But man, do you have a variety here. You got these mountains you can't even climb up, or that you have to take certain trails and paths. And you got these nice open valleys. You got fields. Oh yeah, this is great. This would be a good place to hide some bunnies, raccoons, etc. Maybe some burbs. They continue to fly above me all the time. Super fast. There we go. Yeah, see, those fields though, not a lot of fun to hunt in. But who knows, I might even be able to catch this raccoon out. I think he's over the hill though. You're good. Keep growling at me and maybe you'll get a bullet. Maybe. What do we have here? Barn? And I would also like to point out, in Reventuli, and so far here, we seem to have avoided the good old... What? poacher theme. Can you hunt from this thing? I wonder if there's like a mission. Like, why in the world? I couldn't get up on any of the other ladders before. Interesting. Oh, that's one way to get down. But, you know, not to spoil things, but yeah, a lot of the stories are going to be pretty much the same exact thing. All right, where are we? Where are we going next? We want to get over this river here. I don't think I have anything particularly close, so we'll just I'll cross over here. Mm-hmm. You let them know. You let them know. Mean old man is running through the woods with his gun. But yeah, lots of opportunities. You know, you are gonna have. I don't know as far as like starter map. You know, you might want to either have some DLC weapons. Like I said, I always think get Tijuana. Start there. I absolutely 100% recommend starting on that map when you play Call of the Wild. Tijuana first, or anything else. Get through your story missions, get through, you know, your side missions. There's a decent amount on that one. You know, get your info rocks and your stands, get those, you know, all that stuff. And at the end, the reward is a 303 rifle, which was my standard 4 to 8 killer until the 308 came out. So if you don't want to buy a bunch of gun packs and you don't want to, you know, you don't mind maps, but you're not trying to have every gun, tent, thing, whatever, that's fine. You can get yourself a nice 4 to 8. There's nothing wrong with the 7mm. Let's just put it out there. I feel like every video anybody ever has to make, they have to say the 7mm is a good gun. It is, but it's a one-shot gun. So you're not going to get those follow-ups like you're going to get from the M1 or the 308 or the 303. So yeah, so TOR is not a part of the base game, but if you were wondering, I think it's a great DLC, and I absolutely think that should be the first map you should hunt. Again, one big reason being that if you're unaware, there's 3 guns that you can start with if you don't download any of the DLC gun packs. You get a 12 gauge shotgun, a rifle that shoots 2 to 6, and a pistol that is pretty much garbage. But you'll want to start shooting with those things as soon as possible. And getting those, well, if you're into it, I personally was, but you get to start getting your pistol and your shotgun score up. You want to get your rifle score up, and then get a bow, and then get your bow score up. Because bow is, you're going to have to buy from the in-game store. You don't have to spend real money on it. You can spend in-game cash on it. So you just need to do your missions and kill some deer, and you can get better equipment. But you can shoot everything on that map with the starting 3 weapons. I personally think it's a pretty good map to get close to some animals too, so it's a good thing. That's a decent looking one in the middle, maybe 3. We'll take the zone though. Always happy to have another zone. But that's one of the big reasons that's a piebald. That's a piebald female right there. Why are they traveling? Is the drink over? I think the drink's over. Oh, she just shot up into the woods too, didn't she? Is that her? No, that's him. Is that her lingering in the back? I think she's coming in the back. Yeah, that's her. That's her. That's her. That's her. Come on, shoot. See if I can get them interested. I'm gonna try to go up this way a little bit. My scent is not good. This doesn't look terrible. Yeah, my scent is going to be right on them. Of course. Let's see if we can hook the right one. Oh, a little wind change might help me. Let's move forward just a bit. Alright, I see one. I saw one. There. Is that her? I don't think it is. Uh-uh. I'm wishing I had my bow. Yeah. Okay, well that helps. There's one thing done. Yeah, they're off the drink. Oh, I think that's going to go down in history as a missed opportunity. She's out there, though. Where am I? Okay, well, somewhere on this little Wabanaki Valley is a female piebald. I know I have a male. I think he's a silver. Anyway, I was just thinking for the multi-mount. Might be fun. Honestly, I might have a piebald female already. I just don't remember. Rascal, are you coming? Alright, well, let's just get back to it then. Let's go knock this question mark out. Let's go see what these fields got going on. It was a fun distraction for a minute, though. Maybe I'll bump into her, who knows. But, yeah, so let's throw in some other stuff. Like I said, we are able to hunt raccoons better, I believe, 100% than on Mississippi. Not one of my favorite maps either, but whatever. You have a lot of like stuff like this on Mississippi, where you just got tons of raccoons out in these fields, and they're always yelling at you, and they always want to let you know, and they have their zones out here, and here's all their poop and all that stuff, but you just can't see them. You basically kind of have to try to find a, like, if there is a road, to kind of work down it until you can see something. This field isn't too bad. That field over there is also something you're going to run into in Mississippi. And I don't really know what you're supposed to do in here. You have these little areas where you can see stuff, and sometimes you'll find, you know, like I said, there'll be feed zones in here. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff out in this field. It does provide some coverage, though. And maybe it is for stirring up the birds. I don't know. So you're just kind of taking your shots from this corn here. I would prefer that. So let's have our birds out there, and yeah, these guys right over in that type of field or in these type of areas. Give me the ability, because I just didn't really have a lot of fun with those raccoons. I didn't. Well, first of all, pizza, are you about to start complaining again? Yeah, the Coleman was a terrible 22 when it was first introduced. It's still not that great. But the selling point to it, and the reason I paid for it, above and beyond the fact that I paid, this is another one that gets me. And I just really want to, I believe that when it first came out, they've lowered the price. They must have lowered the price, because I am almost positive I paid for the DLC, the Mississippi DLC, human cash money, and then I had to pay $75,000 in game for a 22 that couldn't kill a turkey. So you're shooting turkeys and things, and you realize, I mean, for the first time in my life, I had turkeys that turned to prey. They got up and they flew away. They were shot. I never shot a turkey with that long rifle and ever saw one get up. I mean, they might have flown for ways. I might have to track them, you know, crap shots.
Finding your way through that corn maze is always a fun activity, especially if you're with kids.
Oh, there's a corn maze.
Well, unless you lose sight of them and then they start crying.
Oh, Jesus. Keep your personal traumas, my dude. All right, so again, this should be worth about 100 of experience if I wasn't level 60. So, dope. Do we really have a corn maze? We sure do. Got a moose in there. Hey, buddies. Where you at? God, this is a huge cornfield. Oh my gosh. What's out here in the middle? Cheating. Look, we made it. We did it. I love all this. Pumpkins. Wells, it's all cool. Alright, well, next destination is actually a main story mission, so let's get that back going. But like I said, I've seen the raccoons along the rivers, I've seen the raccoons out in the woods, and I've seen them out in the clear fields too. So I feel like instead of trying to shoot them in stuff like this on Mississippi, I'm going to definitely enjoy hunting them here a bit more. Now, I know we got those raccoon dogs in Reventuli. I haven't done too much with them. But here we go. Here we have a feed zone. Moose. Good luck. Right. And if you find several zones in here, and maybe you can get a tripod up in here and do some damage. But always happy for another zone and to put some more animals on the map. That's what we're going to be glad about those. I thought about switching the time to moose time so I could bump into some stuff along the water. But but we might find some zones after they've left. We'll see. A lot of times I'll run around the lake. You know, let's say I get here just at 16. You know, just run around the whole lake. Good chance you'll find a leftover moose zone if there's one here. We got yelling at us over there. Oh, we got some ducks on the shore, maybe. Yep. There we go. Got another zone. A bunch of them just flew in behind them. Her. Oh, hello. Where'd you go? You look like a particularly fat little bird. Where'd you go? Yeah, yeah, do your ducky thing. I'm not doing ducks right now.
More trash. I can't say I'm
There we go.
surprised.
Hopefully a
Good
moose
news
zone.
is, once you've cleaned up that mess, the farms should be safe again.
Yeah, those who don't clean up after themselves, sometimes they're the same who complain about pollution and talk about how things used to be better. Go figure.
It's a big duck over there. Thought it was a goose. I was like, there's no goose on this, man. Alright, let's do our job here. You know, as a
Thank you very much. You've
invited
really helped.
hunter.
What? A bear? All right, don't panic. Find a way to carefully get away from it. If it becomes aggressive, you can also go for the kill.
I mean, it's
Up
aggressive.
to you. Remember, you're more than experienced enough to handle it. Evaluate the situation and the bear, and make the right call.
Did I hit it? No, I didn't even hit it. Whoa! Whoa, get up, get up. This 300, man. this 300, that is the third time I got screwed on that.
Well done. I'm relieved we sent you on that assignment. Bear encounters can quickly escalate if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh,
Me too. I had a feeling. Anyway, you want to get rid of those food leftovers as soon as possible. Just drop them off at a nearby outpost and we'll take care of it.
you know what would be cool though? Yeah, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Like if bears were all over me because I had all this food on me. The trash or whatever. I'm gonna say officially now that the 300 is sus. You need to be careful with that thing right now. How big is this lake? That's pretty big. Alright, I still want to run around it and see if I can pick up any extra zones. Yeah, I mean, I thought, I was like, dang, I shot that dude in the head. But, or at least the spine or the back, you know, that was nothing. I've shot 2 moose within below 100 yards, ranged at 82 yards, and nothing. It's like shooting blanks. It reminds me of the Solokin when the Solokin used to have a problem like that. Now I've heard rumors, but I've never really had it. I mean, I've had it happen before, but I was like, I don't really know. Maybe I just blew the shot. I'm 100% positive right now that it is malfunctioning in some kind of way. So I could I got options. I could switch to uh, sorry, I got text kicked out of my train of thought. Is what it is. We're gonna run around and see if we can still, you know, usually have a couple hours, few hours, 3 or 4 even, to run into zones that are left behind. They don't always stick around. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I could get a lever action. I could get, you know, there's a 338. I'm not a big fan of that gun either, but I could grab the 7mm. But it's hitting sometimes, and I mean, I haven't been playing this map very long. I mean, you can see the trail of shots I've taken. I'm not doing a ton of hunting, you know. So it's not like, I mean, 3 missed shots out of what, 10? That's bad. So we have the 1 moose zone here. I will obviously be back at some point to look for more. Oh, look. Got another one, I think. Yeah, it looks like moose. Oh, you can see like a little square around it. You see that? You can actually see like the little template square around the hoof mark. Interesting. But what I'm doing here, like I've recommended over and over again, I'll just always say, if you're new to a map, if you're concerned about trying to find like Cape Buffalo or water buffalo, lions, wolf zones, just go into, you know, you can either look at a guide or super guide, figure out where they're at beforehand, or at least kind of where they're at. It's different on different maps, but I think I spooked something. Or you could just come across one zone, right? Like this one. If I had just seen that one moose sound, I'd come back at a moose around and have a look around. Or, like I said, after. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was doing. So we're talking about dangerous animals. Hey, duckies, look at all them duckies. Again, I don't know what that means. It's 1,000. Although I don't know if I have a golden eye. Missed. Missed. Got him. Cool. The 22 for a duck bobbing on the water. And speaking of which, I don't remember seeing too many ducks actually on the water yet. I've seen a lot in the air and on the shore. But I really am not recalling seeing a bunch of ducks on the water anywhere yet. The river isn't really designed for that, I don't think. So I wasn't surprised to see them on the shore through here. But here's a lake. So I don't know. I need to probably be thinking about this right here. Yeah, let's go ahead and run up here. Where am I? On the other side? Yeah, we've been around. Let's just go at. Or head on to, oh, I already had a mark. Let's go. There's a little bit of weirdness also with the plants in the water. I don't. It's kind of an effect as I'm running. I can kind of see. It's like a blur or a bounce on the objects that are in the water. It's a little weird. I'm sure there'll be a patch for this at some point. Yeah, I might have to go back and watch one of my own videos. Oh my god. Because I'm trying to remember spotting ducks on the water. And I can't. It's just not, I don't know. It's not coming to me. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to do about that old 300. What did I have it ranged at? Maybe I didn't have the range right. It is 164. Yeah, I don't think he's in that hill. Here we go. I was hoping that. Well, he said you got to come up here to get rid of the trash. Let's dump this.
So, Trev, you know, Hope and I were talking about you the other day. Like I told him, I sometimes wish you didn't live on the other side of the country. Don't you miss home?
Home. It's a fuzzy concept for me. You always had the one. Layton will always be my home, but this is my second home. I'm closing in on 20 years, and I'm happy here. There's no such thing as coming back in a situation like mine, not after so long. It's not like my old Layton life is still there waiting for me. I'd still need to start over from scratch.
I understand, I really do. I'm just worried about the reserve. I can't find anyone good enough to take over. I want to get that sorted out myself soon. You never know.
You know, Dad, regular people just say, I wish you'd call more often. I miss hanging out with you, son. You're right. I haven't called enough, and I'm sorry.
Well, you have a good point. We both know that being a warden isn't really a job you can do remotely.
And then life happens, and you procrastinate. But tell you what, you're almost here. We'll have a good time then.
Finally, yeah. I guess we should probably hang out and give them a minute. They do like to talk to me.
Sometimes the biggest threat to an environment isn't the most obvious one. In the last few years, for us, it's been an invasive plant species called perennial pepperweed.
I know that one. Tough bastard. Native to Eurasia. Introduced to North America by accident. It's become a pest all over the country.
Yeah, some areas of the reserve are affected now too, so we're recruiting volunteers to manually remove them. Better do that now before the populations become too large. Can I count on you too, my friend? I'll make it worth your time. I've tagged the most affected areas on your hunter mate.
I'll have to look at. I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy trying to see if these targets were something. Boom. Oh, and I believe you get experience for opening these up too. So.
It may not sound like a very glamorous task, but believe me, invasive plants tend to suppress native species. Studies show that without proper control, they reduce natural diversity, wildlife habitat, even water quality.
Yeah, I've seen the damage the perennial pepperweed can do. It's highly competitive and very good at adapting to a wide variety of factors and soils.
Our state agencies have been coordinating local efforts, and we've been trying to educate the population.
I get it. It can be hard for the layman to grasp. How can your own little patch of land cause major stress to the whole ecosystem?
Good Lord. Looks like we got another mountain to climb. This one might be doable. I don't know. It reminds me certain parts of kind of like Layton Lakes and Silver Ridge where there's just, you got to take the little road. And I mean, generally speaking, Silver Ridge, when you do kind of do that Skyrim type crawl.
That reminds me. I went on the internet the other day and I watched that video you made on invasive species. Well, it was really well made and very clear. Good job.
Oh, you did? Well, that means a lot. Thanks. Glad you found the button for the internet.
Sky Gods, are you good? You done talking now? I'm easily distracted. Keep losing my train of thought. Texting and blah blah blah. Anyway. Whatever. I mentioned in other videos, these are not probably the most exciting videos in this series. Just because you don't get a ton of hunting done. Partially because you don't know where anything is. Yep, this looks like a nice little trail with some stuff around it. We got some rest zones, but some feed zones around. I like it when they put, stuff along the roads. Rancho was pretty good at that. God, I got so many maps. You know what? It's exciting though, because after the reset, it was several things happened, but I was just kind of down on it a bit, going back to these maps, and occasionally, you don't get things quite work out like you'd like, and so maybe a place that, whatever, your favorite spot to hunt red deer might not have any red deer in it anymore. And the setup you've got there doesn't even work with the roe deer that are there now, right? And I did tons and tons of videos and playthroughs of exploring maps and finding zones and building up these maps. There's a large part of the content that I do have, because you'll see most of them say after the reset, or whatever. You look at Quattro, I've got like 3 or 4 series on that, because we've got me going there. Actually, Quattro is where I first started filming or recording, and so I've done tons and tons of videos of Quattro, which is not surprising. It was one of my favorite places to hunt. But we have the first sort of work there, then the first setup for the red deer grind, right? Then we had a reset, then another reset.
Expect to find
A reset
in the
for
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll do it in
It's a relic of the lavish lifestyle some people enjoyed in the roaring 20s. Or maybe a symbol of human vanity.
You guys talk way too much. Way too much. So, yeah. Then, so again, first reset, went back, redid my Great One grind. I was like, it's alright. I didn't feel it was quite as good as what I had originally set up, and the kind of where the animals were and whatnot. But, I just set all that stuff up. I literally just put it all out and started shooting, and they were like, reset. So then I was like, okay. Got it going again, move stuff around, got it set up. Well, we're resetting Quattro again. So, went there, checked, was like, no, I really don't like this anymore, and I don't really think this is going to be where I want my Great One grind for the red deer, but I hadn't gone to Tijuana yet, so I had to go there and check it out. And was like, well, okay, now I got to move everything from Quattro to Tijuana, and that just took a ton of time. So yeah, like I said, not gonna fib. Are we already that late? Dang. Yeah, I was afraid it was getting late. I was like, in a minute. But I've got animals around. So, yeah, I gotta say, it kind of, I took a break and was like, all right, I've done so much on this. I'll come back. I'll do the Red Deer Crown TOR. Eventually, I'll go check out a few maps. Like, I don't really know how much I really ever want to go back to Mississippi and fill that map out. Just, I don't know. It's kind of a shame because I did spend a ton of time there and was like, I don't really like this map. But I had zones. So if I wanted to, I could always come back and shoot some gators if I felt like it, or the whitetail on that map are huge, or they were when it first came out. I don't know how it's working these days, but they were massive. Everything was over 200. It was like every time I looked at a deer, it was over 200. So come here. What is out here? Yeah, I don't feel any burning need or desire to get back to there anytime soon, for certain. And then there are the maps. Again, I definitely want to get my zones and stuff back in the savannah. I want to see how it's hunting. I want to see what the new species is on that. I don't even remember. I think people thought it was going to be a greater kudu, but I think it ended up being something else. And then yeah, so just that kind of thought. And then, going to Yukon and realizing the bears were only drink at night. Was a bit of a letdown. I really love hunting Yukon, and I really that was my bear space. You know what I mean? That's where I like to go hunt bears. Obviously, they're not black bears, so they wouldn't, be my great one. But I was excited, and then disappointed. That's what I'm saying. Grizzly bears, black bears, brown bears, doesn't matter where they are in the world. They only drink in the dark. Okay. It's a bear. I'm pretty sure he can drink whenever he feels like it in most of the places that they live. We do have some animals up where... That's what I'm saying. Whenever you see these towers, there's a chance, There's, like I said, they have perks set up so you can hunt from these. I mean, personally, I thought the best part of that tree was, I think that sometimes when you get these, it'll show you where some, feed and rest zones and whatnot are. Alright, let's get this. Oh, look at that. Oh, we got a red moon coming up, it looks like, or it might just be some clouds as the sun goes down. Lookout point. I call them observation towers. Question mark. I wanted a house. I wanted a place to go. There's one. It's gonna be so dark by the time I get there. Yuck. Alright, well, let's run down and get this question mark on the way. Yeah. Pretty though, but not much excitement as far as the next part of this rest of this video until I at least get to the house. I'd hope to change. I should have changed the time. But I was hoping to run into a few more moose, honestly, so. Yeah, you know, for 150 moose zones, I don't seem to be bumping into moose everywhere I go, so. It's a big map, though. But aren't they all... Do you, boo? Anyway, I need to get that light back on. Grab whatever zones I can get on the way there. So originally, and I've never really completely understood it. But the way I understand it, and again, this is could be old by news by now, and I might not be relevant anymore. It might not have ever been really right, but you actually could read it in the description. And so you, when you get the zones, it's like officially putting those animals on the map, right? So let's say I come down here and there's a moose zone or something. You know, we're on the water and there's a moose zone over there, right? There'll be a moose or 3 or 4 in there. Click on it, boom, I get the zone, right? Now those moose are like, it's not that they weren't there, and they're not on the map, but they're like officially on the map. And so they're out wandering around, they're moving from place to place, and it's like, I think it sort of slowly over time builds up the amount of animals. Because I can tell you I've started quite a few maps, new maps. It always feels the same to me, like at first. It's pretty barren, not lifeless, but there's just not a ton of action. But the more zones you find, the more you seem to start running into, you know, more deer in the woods, right? Like that. Bumping up and scaring all kinds of randos. And so it seems like it works. I just don't understand necessarily how. Okay. Ugh. Anyway, sorry to have you sit here and watch this in the dark. That is not generally what I like to do at all. It can look weird too. It's not like I'm broadcasting in 1080p here. But point also, I do bring the Gen Zero binoculars with me when I hunt at night. I don't bring the scope. I just find it completely useless. Yeah, that is a big old red moon coming up. Look at that. See the craters on it and everything. Looks dope. But Let's turn that off. But yeah, this is normally how I would hunt at night, which I can imagine doesn't necessarily make for the best looking video. Got a really nice gaming computer, and there we go. Let's see what we can pick up. Right here, what you got for me? Red Fox, drinks from 17 to 20. So we got Red Fox running around. Ooh, how deep is this? Too deep. So I did find, well, it's a lake. I was saying I was getting around the river pretty good. But again, you know, here's the video. Let me creeping around in the dark. And it is a pretty bright night here. Yeah, if you're on TOR some nights and there's the fog and the rain, it is really hard to see. So running around the woods with your tack light on also seems a little hokey. So as far as I can tell, this light has no effect on the animals either, which I'm grateful for, but it also seems a little weird. And I would again point out, it seems like for me, and the way the game's set up, the way they made it and built it. Oh, good. I was like, please be a house. You know, it's pretty difficult to hunt at night, but not necessarily because it's a challenge. It's because the equipment's not that great. Oh, this one looks a little different. We get the doghouse. Be funny if I went to sleep and he was in there in the morning. Oh yeah. Oh, I was looking at one of the magazines earlier, and it had a bison on wheels. Now I know people can find hints and clues for, you know, future DLC. They like to do that, stick little things in these cabins and games and on the little magazines and whatever. But yeah, I don't know how a bison that can with wheels is gonna make a big split. What are you gonna do with that? All right, let's go back to the daylight. Good lord, let's just go to 8:30. Have a nice long bright day. That's better. So I can definitely see how I'm gonna have to get some tents on this map. I mean, every map it definitely there are just going to be places where it's going to be way more convenient to hunt, to have a tent down. You know, generally speaking, I think most drink zones are about 4 hours now. Most, you know, some of the feed zones are also, you're going to have plenty long. We'll walk the river, I guess, and see if we can spot any deer. As we head on out. This is kind of like a haze this morning. Almost like a little, not quite a fog, but just like it is sometimes in the south and in the on the East Coast, where it's just good amount of humidity in the air, but not quite clouds on the ground, right? Yeah, nothing too exciting so far. Alright, so we can pretty much just cruise through this river until we get up to this question mark. Then I'm curious. Now, I don't know how flat this surface is, but it seems like you might be able to get some, tripods and things out here. Some of these places. If we find some of these aminoles. Yeah. Nothing too exciting in here. Doesn't appear to be anyway. And that's pretty rocky terrain. What if I should just skip this part? We'll go run down it, I guess. I am running a bit slower, I think, in this water. Well, it's because I'm getting hung up in these little spots. I'm not convinced there's some... I don't know if there's anything in there right now. I'm just going to go. So once I get my... once I get to the point where I've got my outposts unlocked, my the map's open, I made a nice pile of cash from doing missions or whatever. What I'll start doing is targeting. They're running. They're running pizza. Oh, I saw him. Where'd he go? Oh, there's a whole bunch. A bunch of females, anyway. A lot of females. Well, there you go. I'll come down to water at the time that they drink, and pretty much probably work every piece of water there is. More than once. This river's going to take a while. Not only do I need to look for it for the whitetail, obviously, but also the moose and then anything else I want to hunt on the water. Definitely a challenging feel to this map. It's coming back in. Get out of the way. Move, 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 move. There. 187, not bad. This is male too. Or sorry, as well. There we go. There we go. 279. That's a beauty. That is a nice looking deer. What are you? Little one? You gotta watch it. Sometimes they'll sneak another big one in the back, but no, not today. No, where are you? There he is. There he is. Gorgeous. Look at that guy. Look at him. Just hang up right there. Right there. That looks good. That looks good. Dropped him. Switch the dinos. I mean, sometimes you can have that really big deer just kind of hidden in there. Nice big group of deer to hunt too. I like that. 10. So this is one where I would like to be able to, put a note down or make a note. Goodness, look at them all. So cool. Alright, beat it, guys. I wonder if they even tried to float in this mess. Get out. I'm stuck. There he is. Kind of blended in with the rocks. Look at you. Gorgeous tines on that bad boy. Yeah, that's a good looking deer. Gold, ladies and gentlemen, 241. Not too shabby. Lung and liver. Hey, there we go. All right. What was I doing? Going up to this question mark. Let's get up there and get that. Anyway, so yeah, so at some point I'll come back at the right time, good old whitetail drink zone time, and just walk all that water. Then I'll see what I usually do. I'll look for the whitetail, then I'll look for the moose, and then I'll probably go back and look for whitetail again and moose again. Those are the two species that I really want to have their zones available for me to see on the map. Oh, there you go, son. I think he's just going to have a little sit right there. I ain't laid down. Got the zone. I hate it when they're laying there. You just never know. I knew he was going to die with the 243, but it's kind of like shooting a duck with the long rifle. It's gonna die. Pretty much no matter where you hit it. So. Where'd we get you? Where'd we get you? Where'd we get you? Alright. Red fox. Look at him laying down. That looks so weird. Yeah, we got long. All right. Got my man chilling. Sorry, dude. Oh, yeah. So this is what I'm talking about earlier. If this, oh, this is a hunting blind. Ugh. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it there because I want to see what they look like. Some are better than others. This is all right. So this is sort of like the new version. Uh, I guess it's just gonna kind of be like their standard blinds now. But if you go someplace like Savannah or someplace like that, it is their blind their ground blinds are terrible. They're absolutely garbage. I personally don't use them. What do we think? I bet that's an outpost. I think it looks, yeah, I think I cross right up here. I mean, I still couldn't tell you where all the little boat places are in Mississippi. I'll have to go check out Parquet. Parquet is a map I've always wanted to hunt. It's just always been kind of glitchy and not good for me. And then they did, oh god, I forget, when they introduced the Red Deer Great One, that map in Savannah, which was also broken for a long time, started working. But after the last reset, the glitching and the lagging was back in Parquet. I don't know. I'll just have to make a trip out there, but it is a map I haven't really been able to hunt much because of lag. So alright, we found some quail. And some buns. I am super popular tonight. When did I get so popular? Yeah, once again, I have no idea what I was saying. Whatever's, onward, peoples. But I gotta say, I'm more excited. I mean, I'm playing it, right? And I've put out like 4 videos already. So I'm more excited to be playing this than I have been in a long time. Not just to have a new map, and not the fact that I still got plenty of Reventuli to explore, but I think it was very smart of them to do this backfilling and add, you know, some new species and more species to the maps, plural. So I think almost every map got a new species. I don't know if Silver Ridge got one, and I think there was a problem with somewhere else. Oh, Park A, that's what I was talking about. So anyway, so Park A, that's definitely on my list of things I want to get checked out. See if it's working.
One of New England's scenic railroads, especially loved by families. It's an easy and accessible way to discover all the landscapes our reserve has to offer.
All right, I guess we found that train trestle. Cool, cool, cool. Does it get a train? Would be my question. I don't know if I... It's not... A, I'm not really worried about getting run over by a train, but I am curious as to where this goes and why isn't it on the map. Well, there's definitely critters and whatnot hanging around here. This is bear? That looks like bear. I don't know. Here's the thing. It might be a good place to hunt from. There's a train trestle in the Yukon I like to hunt from. Or I did. It was a great spot for hunting bear. And a decent spot for caribou. And now it's a great spot to hunt caribou. And I think that's it. So, but it'd be nice to get up here and take some shots. Yeah, this seems to be putting me pretty far up high. Are you still drinking? Or are you? No. 271. Yes. Yeah, I want to see if I can get a shot off this bridge. I don't know if it's going to work, though. I don't know if the board's going to catch, like, the shot like they do sometimes. It might. You're definitely much closer than that. There's another one. 176. He's at a weird angle, though. I like that I can hear their wings. Should I just do them? Let's just do this. Nothing. Now, I don't know if it counted that as hitting the board, or I have another instance where basically I just shooting blanks. Like I said, so far I think it's just been the 300 though. But range to 164, the guy was, there shouldn't have been any issue on that. So either I can't shoot between the boards here. That's another reason why I don't like the ground blinds, particularly the ones in Savannah, because you try to shoot out of them. If the animal is too close, you just end up shooting the blind. Anyway, it would appear that my deer's starting to get a little bigger. That makes me happy. Bear poop. Anyway, my wind's not bad. I thought I'd creep down here. Ignore all these birds for a minute. Ain't nothing there. Nobody looking like they trying to sneak back in here. Well, I can tell you what, though. I am excited about coming back with the shotgun. Seeing how many of these birds I can pluck from the sky. Well, they should still be on. Tell you what would be cool. See a bunch of ducks just come in and land. There we go. There we go. Why didn't I get a zone? It's not giving me a zone. There we go. There we go. Hey guys. What are we? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Mallards. So what, 20? This is diamond. I think. I don't know. Maybe it's 1100. It's a little weird. However, now is the zone on the water though? Yes. Good. All right. Hey. That makes me pretty happy. As far as these deer, I'm gonna assume they're set up further back maybe. Or they just got to getting, what's that? What's making noise? Yeah, there's a fox out there. Let's see. I can't see it. It's leaves on a tree. Boom, we're out. So let's see. There's a piebald female out there somewhere. I want to get moose. Yeah, that big boy over there, I'd like to see again. All right, onwards. Where are we going next? I don't. I mean, it kind of looks like I could go down to the observation tower. I don't know. Let's see. Can I get up to the point where I can go down? I gotta say though, I think it's an interesting combination of animals on this map. And I'll let that round robin back to my original point, I guess I was trying to make a little bit ago, is that I do feel I'm happy that we've got some different things going on. Some new stuff to play with, and some new animals. Hopefully that'll help me. You know, most of it's birds, that's fine, whatever, I don't really hunt them, but those capercaillies are pretty cool. Any of the birds I can shoot on the ground. I don't have too much trouble with ducks and stuff. It's just, like I said, the pheasant and the quail make me nuts. I basically could run up and just pick the bird up and put it in my pocket. Yeah. And then Now, I did see some flush a little earlier, so I'm hoping that's a bit more prevalent than running up and kicking the bird until it flies in the air. Up another trail. Let's go get this observation tower. Lookout tower. You know what I think it is? Particularly when I'm doing a new map. I talk a lot, complain a lot. It's just that there's not a lot of action going on. Because even if I'm going on to a map, like let's say I did go back to Parquet, I wouldn't have much there. I don't even know if I have any zones there really, but I could go and I'd have a general idea. Of where to look. I thought that was nope. You know, it's not that you don't make changes. Like I said, there's lakes on Quattro where I used to hunt red deer, and now they're roe deer, etc. But things tend to kind of stay in the same area. That's what I said, dude. Blah. Ugh. Save choice to do the survey at the bottom, please. I thought it'd be fun if they put, wow, okay. Guess I know where I'm going for my next outpost. Ugh, way out there. Go to the first site affected by the invasive species. The first site. Alright, I'm going to take a very quick break. I got to run to the restroom, grab something to drink. But I'm sitting there being like, man, even if I don't plan on doing this much longer, I got to at least get to that next outpost. So I'll be back in a few. I don't think anything can get me. Ugh, where to? Wow. Yeah, I guess we do have a destination. Let's go. This way, rascal. Oh, do I care? Do I care? I got like an hour left, maybe. You know, it's funny because, I mean, really, there's a... Well, I was thinking about, how quickly I went through the Mississippi story. Like, normally I focus on at least knocking out the main story. There are so many other little things to do on this one. And Reventulia, I think I finished the main story. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I do remember there was being a bunch of, like, kind of radiant missions like this one. Radiant missions, that's not quite correct. You know, Whatever, get a gold medal on every animal on the map, things like that. They've got a little more playability than yeah, go clean the trash up here. Always goofy stuff like shoot one of these at night. Now I think, and like I said, I don't know if they changed it or done anything, fixed it, whatever you want to call it. But wrong button. All right, get out. I had mentioned previously that you could get the Great One uh, black bear through a mission in Layton Lakes. Now I was kind of hoping they'd leave that in, but I don't know if they did or not. There we go. There's a butt. 225, not too bad. Anyway, yeah, he's a nice deer. He'd pay decent. I just am. What am I looking at? I don't think that's anything. Nope, there does something did fly out of there. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, yeesh. I thought I was further away. There's another male. How far away is that? I could probably take this shot. Let's get the gun out, just in case we trip him out here. Why don't you go ahead and catch a seat right there. Oh, man. I feel pretty comfortable about getting it into the long. Oh, that's it. Alright, we're going to have to do this. That deer's going to catch me out. Don't know. Yeah, I don't think that was a good shot. Nope, he's down. Good. His torso was so weird. Yeah, no organs hit. But I must have got him, like, I don't know, in the guts or something. Where are you going? Why are we doing this again? Might be broken again. No. There he goes. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. I couldn't get it to work at all the other day. Yeah, he bled out. Oh. Okay. Maybe we just hit a whole bunch of stuff. Good looking deer though. Thoracic vertebrae. Okay. Kind of curious. Too high. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, you can do that. Very cool. All right, shut it down, dude. Golly. All right, we got about 30 minutes. Creep over this other lake and see if I can see anything. And then we'll go to the objective. Oh, tell me I brought my phone back with me. Oh, there we go. I need to think about getting dinner together. So. Spot anything from here, maybe? I think it was a bit closer than I thought. So maybe not the... If they're on the far shore, maybe they'll be alright, but... I don't really see anything. I haven't really... And again, I fully expect to find places that I've already looked. It always happens. But they seem to have spread the whitetail around the map. I've yet to find that lake, you know what I mean? Where like you got whitetail here, you got whitetail here, you got whitetail down there, etc. Even on the river, you know. There'd be like one spot, and then you have to go pretty good ways before you find another. Well, that's those guys. Yeah, I mean, right now, at least, it seems like there's only the one, so we might walk into one. That's another thing, especially on Quattro, I noticed when I was redoing that map again. I would come down and, you know, there'd be a red deer zone, but there'd be no red deer in it. This game's funny about rendering, too. Alright, I'm done with these guys. You know, there was a time where I would have felt pretty good to see things, you know, right around up to getting to, like, let's say the 500-yard mark. But now things seem to kind of, it's more around the 400 and some change.
Awesome. Do you know what they look like?
Nope.
Tall, branching plants with white flower heads. Just make sure you remove the whole plant when you pull it out.
They have a big yellow thing around them. That's how I know. I gotta say, though, as, you know, vanilla and kind of lame as this might seem, I prefer this over than another.
Good. There's one more area that's badly affected, so check your hunter mate to know where to go next.
Another poacher's tail or whatever. Way over there.
Well, now, speaking of invasive species, hey, Dad. Sorry, my father just arrived. I'll call you later.
Later. I thought we were done. It's hard to tell with you guys. They're very, very, very chatty fellows. But I think I'm gonna go over here and get this shack here. Whoops. Well, I'm somewhat in the vicinity, and I'll probably. Well, no, I'm just gonna call it a video then, because like I said, I got to get up and get that dinner going.
You know, on the way here, I saw that railroad, and I was thinking, did you get a chance to visit some of the landmarks here, old friend?
Good idea, Dad. There, I've just sent you their locations. If you find one during your exploration, I'm happy to share some of our fascinating history.
I'm sure it's fascinating. Yeah, they definitely felt some blowback, I think, from Mississippi. Because again, Raventuli definitely have more story stuff going on, and this reminds me almost of like Leighton Lakes, only, you know, instead of having 10 characters give me a bunch of missions, there's just a bunch of missions. The only thing that's good about the ones that are on Leighton is that each person can keep giving you more of those missions. So, like I said, there's a ton. I'm not knocking the experience building and the what kind of stuff and cash and you can get from. But again, if you want to start somewhere where you can actually hunt all the animals with the weapons that you start with. Not to mention, if you do start with the gun pack that has the M1, the Eckers, then you've got a great 4 to 8 rifle just to start with. So, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but hopefully it's not one of those DLCs where you paid, you know, your $8 or whatever, and then you're like, yeah, I can't wait to use the Eckers. It's $75,000. I think I'm going to try to pivot and go up the spine of this a little bit. And there we go. Another little shack found. We got a little notice in this one. Works for, or that's just, I was like, what? It's my, I managed to get my little dot right in the shelter here. This one looks a little more rugged. This is the one before they had the stove in it. No stove this time, but we do have a fireplace. I just like checking them out. Alright, making some moves here, getting stuff done. You would think there would have, I mean, there's a road that goes all the way through here, lakes back here. So I guess, I mean, I guess it'll be like most maps. Once you get the last observation post, everything will be lit up. But I would say there's definitely hunting down there. We're getting there though, look at that. Definitely making some progress here, so. Got some shots in, made some money. Where we at money-wise? 424. I think the last check it was at 420, so 5 grand, not too bad. Doing all right. All right, well, I'm out. I got to go make some dinner. If you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a good day. Y'all be good to each other.